Carolyn Harris.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Well, here we go again. Another day, another debate discussing the injustice to the 1950s women as a result of the pension changes. Over 3 million women have lost out because of the changes to pension law. Over 3,000 in my own constituency of Swansea East have been unfairly treated by the changes to state pension.
Will my friend give way?
I certainly will.
I thank my friend for giving way. Does she agree with me that many of these women have worked in manual jobs since they were 15, sometimes 14 years of age? So they deserve fair play?
I certainly do agree. These women have been the backbone of our country, and they have been betrayed by this government. And what's really scary is how many women don't realise that they've been affected. And yet this government is still not listening. They have betrayed these women, they've stolen their security, and they've shattered their dreams. Without the time to prepare and make the necessary alternative arrangements, very many women born in the 1950s have been left in financial despair. I certainly will.
The Honourable Member talked about shattering lives. In my constituency, women have some of the shortest life expectancies in these islands, and this is a brutal attack on their end-of-life progress, especially if they are living with a long-term condition that comes to a brutal end with no pension from the government.
Thank you. It is cruel. There is no other word to describe the current state of play. These women have fought tirelessly for justice, but appallingly, their cries for justice are falling on deaf ears. I think most people are aware of my passion for this campaign, and like the 1950s women, I'm not going to give up. And I know the women are not going to give up, so none of us are going away. And do you know what? The problem isn't going away. These 1950s women have been inexcusably disadvantaged by the handling and communication of the state changes to the state pension, and some women will be as much as £40,000 out of pocket. These women have paid into the system since the 1960s. They paid in with the expectation they would retire with a state pension at 60. But due to an abysmal lack of correspondence, they find themselves severely out of pocket. They've not been given enough time to make alternative arrangements, and as a result, very many are facing dire financial hardship.
Obviously, this is a UK-wide issue. It is not an issue just of women in Scotland. And could I just say that the women I've spoken to are not looking for the kind of crisis grants that the Scottish Government can deliver. They do not want to go begging. They actually want what they're due.
Not wanting to get involved in the argument about what the Scottish Government can and can't do, I agree that this is a matter which affects all women, regardless of their nationality. Very many in this House stand by these women. I call upon the Government to make a commitment to look again at this gross injustice and discuss a productive and a constructive way forward for the women affected. Listen to what we are saying. Not all women are fit enough to work. Some women who are expected to jump through hoops to receive unemployment benefit do so, risking their own physical and mental health. The reality is, these women are desperate. I have effective women from all over the country calling my office every day, letting me know that they've had to sell. I'm going to make progress. They're going to have to sell their belongings and are relying on family and friends and food banks just to exist. This is the reality. And now I understand this may not be comfortable to listen to, but it is the reality. And these women are only asking for compassion, for fair play, and most importantly, for respect. I will continue to call on this government to stop burying their heads in the sand and to do the right thing by these women. My bill is due for a second reading in April, states that these women need reasonable transactional arrangements to allow them, I'm going to make progress, to allow them not just to enjoy retirement, but to survive retirement. And across the House, so many agree that these changes to the state pension are unjust and unfair. They agree that these women have been robbed of their pension.
Robbed is the word.
So when will this government recognise the mistake they have made with the 1950s women? These women will not be ignored.
Yeah.